We're starting. The Cuyahoga County regular council meeting for Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 will please come to order. It's about a minute or two after 5 o'clock, and I am
Council President, it's 5 p.m. on the dot.
I am not going to reread all the notifications about decorum and procedure, but I would like to remind everybody about one thing, which is that so that we have equality and fairness to everybody, we're going to, as usual, strictly enforce the 2-minute limit on the public comment. So when you hear the bell, you can take up to 5 seconds to finish your sentence so that you don't have to just stop in mid-sentence, but you do need to conclude promptly. So I would now like to ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Good evening, everyone. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Hauser. Here. Ms. Simon.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Castleberry.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Schlepper.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Present.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Turner.
Present.
Council President Miller.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you very much, and I would like to now ask everybody to please rise and join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would now like to ask everybody to join me in a moment of silent reflection on whatever concerns are on your hearts at this time. It is now time for public comment. Has anybody signed in?
Daryl Houston.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daryl Houston. I'm a resident of Bedford Heights. And, I want to express a few things with you guys. One of the things I want to express is I had a few of you colleagues come out to my group home. And you guys made a vote for the Adams Board. And I kind of explained to you guys in detail what the Adams Board was not doing. And I had a group home for 11 years now. And I've never been funded whatsoever. But if you do your due diligence on the front line and Adams Board, those people that's out in that community that don't have a place to stay, that's because the Adams Board and the front line are not doing their jobs. They're not following through. We're not properly have social workers in place for these people. And it's just a shame that we are sitting here making bad decisions like that. And one thing I want to point out is that it was very discomforting to hear you guys say that you put it off for 3 weeks, and then to hear 5 of your members state that they would have liked to have more time. So I want to circle the wagon around leadership when it comes to things like that. When we're dealing with taxpayers' dollars, I would stress to you guys that you do your due diligence before you keep allocating money to situations that's not having an impact in the county, okay? And I would like to applaud Chris Ronay for keeping our taxpayers' dollars away from that Brown Stadium situation. We have a lot more things going on in this community that we should be addressing before we think about sports. Let's think about humanity. Let's think about how you all walked in this building and we walked past homeless people laying right in front of your building. Let's consider that. Let's pay attention to human beings suffering, going through things, and you guys were elected to do things for the community. Thank you.
Will Tarter.
Good evening, Council President Miller, members of County Council.
Good evening.
Good evening. William Tarter, President of the NAACP. Recently, the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department released a revised vehicle pursuit policy. The policy is a solid start, particularly in the revised threshold for police chases. We thank our NAACP committees and staff for their research on this issue, as well as the families, the advocates, the activists, and elected officials who pushed for these changes. Even so, as a branch, we believe that community conversation and engagement are a critical component of achieving buy-in. We encourage the county to meaningfully engage the public on policy issues affecting community safety moving forward. Additionally, media reports indicate that the Cuyahoga County Council is researching technological alternatives such as wheel immobilization devices, which could stop chases before they start. We urge the county to continue this research even after the policy change. We also reiterate our call to streamline the patchwork of local vehicle pursuit policies that vary from city to city. Finally, we continue to await word on changes made to reduce the disproportionately high percentage of African Americans cited by the now former Downtown Services Patrol, as reported by the Marshall Project. Even if the unit name changes, there remains an urgent need to ensure that racial profiling does not occur. This must remain a top priority for Cuyahoga County, and our branch reiterates our demand to know what changes have been made or will be made to prevent this from happening. Thank you very much.
Robin Turner.
Good afternoon, County Council. My name is Robin Turner, and I'm the Legislative and Advocacy Chair for the National Congress of Black Women Greater Cleveland Chapter. As we come to you today, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation and support for the Crown Act legislation, which County Councilman Michael Shepler, County Council Michael Hauser, County Councilperson Robert Schlepler, and my favorite, Councilwoman Meredith Turner, have sponsored. This measure is about protecting everyone's right to show up as their most genuine and most authentic selves in schools and workplaces without fear for discrimination. This act is especially important to us as a woman of color. How I decide to wear my hair should be respected and not cause me to be pushed to the outskirts of the workplace, schools, social gatherings, or anywhere I choose to go. I would like to thank you all on County Council, the entire County Council, for the passage of this historical act. We are Cuyahoga County, we are the Crown Act, and we wear our crowns proudly. Thank you.
Shanae Nkemir.
Good evening, Cuyahoga County Council members. I stand before you to urge you to—
Ma'am, if you could state your name for the record, please.
Of course, I was very excited. My name is Chinenye Nkemra, and I'm representing myself, although I am also the co-founder and director of strategy for Enlightened Solutions, a think tank here in Northeast Ohio. Good evening. I stand before you today to urge you to fervently pass the Crown Act. Hair discrimination is not only unjust, it is profoundly anti-American. The right to exist in our natural state without punishment or prejudice is tied to the very ideals of freedom, equality that this nation was built upon or purports to build itself upon. Across our region, countless community advocates, educators, business leaders, public servants have voiced their support for this measure. Organizations dedicated to equity, like Enlightened Solutions, and many of our community partners understand that when we protect the most marginalized, we strengthen and protection for all individuals. Passing this legislation countywide would make Cuyahoga County the first in the state of Ohio. Let me repeat that, the first in the state of Ohio to take this critical step. This kind of leadership matters. The Crown Act is not just about hair. It's about dignity. It's about opportunity. It's about the freedom to show up authentically. It's about workplaces, our education systems, and our public spaces. Lead us with conviction, lead us with courage, pass the Crown Act, and let Cuyahoga County be known as the first place in the state of Ohio where equity is not aspirational, it's actionable. Thank you very much.
Lou?
Good evening. I'm here not only support the better policy, the better policy for our county residents on police pursuit. And I wish you also noticed that during it happened earlier, federal government had hold all the funds. And our CMHA, Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority, couldn't really make the payment. Our budget season started. Think about these people. I have heard lots of them will go through housing court in Cleveland and other cities because their rent did not get paid in time. Do we have any assistance on this? Holiday is coming up. And we are in the area that we have snow and ice during holidays. Do we want all these people, including lots of seniors, become unhoused again? Going back to the place where I stayed, without fresh air, ventilation, without proper toilets, sometimes without toilet tissue very often, with all the processed food, with the whole environment to worsen your mental health. Do we want this to happen to our residents? And we also know upcoming months and years, lots of people will lose different kinds of assistance because different kinds of benefit cliff will all start. Please be wise with our budget this time. Thank you.
Angela Huggins?
Good evening. My name is Angela. Oh, it went off. Oh, sorry. First, I wanted to say to you guys is that God chooses our leaders. You guys are our leaders. God chose you. Donald Trump is a leader. God chose him too. So he's going to help you guys do your job. So I wanted you all to know that first it's God and then it's us. But you all appear to be human beings. And to capitalize or to piggyback off of something that Mr. Houston said, it's not that the Adams Board is not doing their job. The Adams Board and you guys are doing a great job. It's just that the dots are not connecting. You guys give funding to a lot of organizations. Those organizations are not connecting to each other. Example, I have a young man, he's not young, he's 44 years old. He's a developmentally disabled person. He just came to me 2 months ago. He's not registered with Ohioans with Disabilities. He's not registered with developmental disabilities, Cuyahoga County Developmental Disabilities. He was born with this condition. Does it make you wonder why? Maybe we need to look at the policies and the laws that got him labeled as a DD, but he has no services from DD. I sat at your Cuyahoga Developmental Disabilities Board meeting last month, and they do all of these things, and I went and I asked them if they could help me help him find a house. Not one of them has called me yet, So it's just a matter of connecting the dots. If those organizations that you guys fund and you guys make policies and laws for, could you connect with them so they could connect the dots to each other? And with that, I think all of your efforts will be seen by the rest of us out here. Thank you.
Delisa Delcan.
Good evening, County Council members. Good evening, Council President Miller. My name is Delisa Delcan, and I come to you as a resident of Cuyahoga County, as well as the Public Policy Chair for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Greater Cleveland Chapter. And I would just like to express gratitude for the consideration of passage of the Crown Act. As a woman of color, as a woman who wears her hair in a natural state, as an advocate, and as the mother of a child who also wears her hair in a protective style. This passage is something that has such far-reaching values, and it's important for us within Cuyahoga County to really set the standard, and it is so appreciated that you all are willing to step up to the plate. So again, thank you for the consideration, and let's pass the crown. Thank you.
Bonnie Entler.
Good evening, Council President Miller and members of County Council. I'm Bonnie Entler, President and CEO of Seeds of Literacy, where I've served for 22 years. Seeds of Literacy is an adult literacy and GED preparation program based in Cleveland and serving students throughout Cuyahoga County. We are the only nationally accredited literacy program in Ohio, reflecting our commitment to best practices and quality services. Nearly 100,000 adults in our county lack a high school diploma, and more than half of our residents struggle with basic literacy and numeracy. Low education attainment affects every major social issue: employment, crime, health, civic participation, and poverty. For those without a diploma, the poverty rate is an alarming 30%. Responding to this need, SEEDS provides a cost-effective and one-to-one tutoring model delivered by nearly 400 volunteers. Each year, we educate more than 1,500 adults in our classroom, providing the first step to post-secondary education, workforce training, and self-sufficiency. Despite this impact, disinvestment and uncertainty in government funding has threatened our survival. We have lost almost $140,000 from our federal-funded Aspire grant, an additional $236,000 in proposed for elimination and currently inaccessible federal funds, and another $125,000 committed by the City of Cleveland that is delayed due to pending federal approval. We dedicated significant time and advocacy for the designation in the Ohio state budget, but like many nonprofits, our amendment ultimately did not make it into the final version. In response, we eliminated 9 positions, redesigned roles, and temporarily relocated our East Side classroom to reduce costs while we search for a permanent site. We're doing everything we can to protect the students' experience and sustain our program. Without SEEDS, thousands of your constituents will lose the opportunity to financial independence. We urge Council to seek funding, bridge funding for Seeds of Literacy. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Terry McGrady.
My name's Terry McGrady. I'm here. I want to talk about the Regional Transit Authority, RTA. I'm a retiree. I worked there 33 years, and I'm here just to talk about their HR department and the operations department. And I think they need more oversight. And I don't know which committee, subcommittee here handles the appointments, or either the appointments to RTA board, but I would like to get their email to follow up with them about some of my concerns. That's basically it.
That would be me.
Okay.
So I'll give it to you afterwards. Thank you.
Mike Bachmiller.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak again. My name is Mike Bachmiller. I'm the Director of Community Partnerships at Canopy Child Advocacy Center. On behalf of the thousands of children who are abused and neglected in Cuyahoga County each year, Canopy urgently asks for your support and for you to reject the proposed cuts to the Child Protection Team in 2026 and 2027 county budget. The Child Protection Team is one of Cuyahoga County's most important child safety lifelines. It serves on the front lines of crisis when severe child physical abuse and neglect is first suspected, providing immediate medical evaluation, forensic exams, and expert consultation. There are almost 40,000 reports of child abuse in Cuyahoga County annually. Just last week, our community was shaken by the heartbreaking reports of a 5-year-old who was brutally attacked and assaulted by other children. Programs like the Child Protection Team, this incident underscores why expert coordinated responses like Child Protection Team are absolutely essential. When tragedies like this, the Child Protection Team's trauma-informed physicians, partners move quickly to protect children, provide compassionate medical care, gather the evidence needed to seek justice and healing, and their path to safety begins immediately. Child Protection Team is not something that's nice to have for our children. It's a life-saving intervention that ensures children are protected, child abuse cases are handled correctly the first time, children are set on a path to healing, taxpayers don't bear the cost of repeated failed interventions. Every successful intervention not only changes a child's life, but also prevents enormous long-term costs to taxpayers. We sincerely appreciate your continued support of the Child Protection Team. We ask you to continue to stand with us to ensure that no child in Cuyahoga County is left unseen, unheard, or unprotected. Thank you.
That concludes the public comment portion for tonight's meeting.
Thank you very much for everyone who presented today and shared your concerns. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the September 23rd, 2025 Committee of the Whole and regular council meeting?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Under announcements from the council president, the first item is that I would now like to invite Doc Janning to come to the podium, and he is going to recite a poem entitled Challenges and Change.
Thank you, Mr. Council President, members of council, Mr. Council Executive, and members of the public. The poem is titled Challenges and Change. In our world of challenges, we are all challenged to change in each moment who we are and have been, to who we are to become, to strive to become better versions, to become more complete, to become our true selves, to learn from our past, to acknowledge our past and prepare for our future, to transform and translate our thoughts and ourselves, to become that which we seek, each our own star. Thank you. And there are copies on the back table for those who wish.
Thank you very much for that fine presentation. I would now like to call on Councilmember Turner to present a proclamation to Richard Zoom Scott on the occasion of his retirement.
Thank you, Mr. President. I take profound pride and great personal pleasure in recognizing Richard Zoom Scott. Can you come forward on the occasion of his retirement? His career has spanned over 40 years in the television industry. He started in production support for NBC Sports in New York City, and then WEWS Channel 5 here in Cleveland, where he covered the National Football League. He left Channel 5 and started working for Channel 8, where he expanded his expertise in production, editing, and videography. He's a graduate of the Kent State University, earning a bachelor's degree in fine and professional arts. He's the executive director of Cool, Smooth, and Jazzy Unlimited, celebrity hair and fashion show. And he is also a podcast instructor for Tri-Cities Corporate College. He's known for his outgoing personality, made for television, and earned the nickname Zoom in 1976 after winning first place in a talent show, Singing Zoom by the Commodores. He's a 6-time Emmy Award-winning editor, producer, cameraman. He won his first Emmy with Cleveland TV legend, the late Big Chuck and Lil Jon. He was the editor for for a TV special, 25 Years of Friday Nights, and he enjoyed life at Fox 8. He was recently recognized by Ohio's Who's Who in Cleveland by the Cleveland chapter of Jack and Jill, Father of the Year in 2012. He's received Outstanding Community Service Awards from Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Delta Alpha Lambda chapter, where he's a life member. He's been inducted to the inaugural Hall of Fame of the Cleveland Association of Black Journalists. He enjoys football, baseball, music, golf, and spending time with his family and friends. He has been married for 33 years to the love of his life, April Scott, and together they have one son, Demetrius. So I'd like to commend Zoom on an exceptional career and his contributions to the community. I wish him continued success, good health, a happy and prosperous retirement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I now call upon our county executive for any comments to the.
Thank you, Council President, members of council, and members of the public. Congratulations, Zoom, in April. And thank you, and thanks, Doc Channing. I wanted to thank you, council, for accepting today our introduction of the $1.94 billion Cuyahoga County budget and for your forthcoming deliberation. A lot of big work ahead, and just appreciate your partnership. Quickly, just wanted to congratulate again Lee Fisher, whose investiture as president of Baldwin Wallace University was just this past Thursday, and wanted to wish President Fisher and Peggy Zone Fisher well in their journey in Berea as the leaders of Baldwin Wallace. Also wanted to say it was great to have Consul General from Ireland and from the New York office here, Gerald Angley. Even more exciting was Nora Patton, who's the first Irish astronaut to be going into space under Project Delta. She took the time to visit some of our school students in high schools throughout Cuyahoga County this past week. I want to thank them for that visit. I did want to say I'm proud to co-sponsor with you legislation 02-025-004, the Crown Act. I think just a very important initiative for us in Cuyahoga County to be a state leader. So I want to thank the advocates who are here tonight on behalf of the Crown Act and your advocacy for us to do what's right and lead the state out of Cuyahoga County. And you were right, the person who said we are Cuyahoga, we are. So proud to sponsor with you on the Crown Act work tonight. And thank you, council members who've been leading the initiative. Wanted to remind everybody the Board of Elections is open at 1803 Superior for early voting. Would encourage you, if you do early vote, to get over and see that beautiful new space. Encouraging everybody to vote, but getting out to see a space that we worked on together. It's really a point of pride and a much better democracy experience as people don't wait out in cold weather. Everybody is sheltered indoors at 1803 Superior. So I'm very proud of the Board of Elections team and this team in Public Works that helped deliver that. Wanted to publicly congratulate Claire Fritz and Scott Portwood, who were married here in this building on Friday afternoon. Just about the time everybody was leaving, they were getting married upstairs, and wanted to wish that happy couple from University Heights well. Finally, wanted to make sure you're all aware and all invited to our State of the County 10/16 this Thursday, 4 o'clock at the Convention Center. Doors open at 3. And members of council, I just want to say to you, as I have the opportunity to give my third State of the County remarks, I couldn't do what I do and wouldn't be there talking about the initiatives that we'll be talking about without you. So thank you for the partnership and the work you do. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2025-0287, awarding a total sum not to exceed $25,000 to Road Gold, Inc. for the Recidivism on a Decline program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to the Public Safety and Justice Affairs Committee.
Resolution 2025-0288, awarding a total sum not to exceed $25,000 to the Spanish American Committee for the Little Footsteps Bilingual Child Enrichment Center project from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2025-0289, adopting changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan for the position of Administrator, Senior Records Management.
Refer to the Human Resources, Appointments, and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2025-0290, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan.
Refer to the Human Resources, Appointments, and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2025-0273, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Mayor Villa Foundation for the purchase and renovation of 3212 Fulton Road from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
So this is under committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading. And this item will move to the October 28th, 2025 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2025-0275, awarding a total sum not to exceed $5,000 to the Friends of the Hen Mansion, Inc. for the repair of the Hen Mansion Chimneys project from the District 11 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the October 28th, 2025 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of resolutions of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2025-0260, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to Pet Fix Northeast Ohio, Inc. for the purpose of opening a spay-neuter clinic in Garfield Heights from the District 11 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. So this matter was heard in committee. We heard from the director of Pet Fix that they're opening up a second location in Garfield Heights, which will enable people with pets and the public anywhere in the county to come to receive spay-neuter services, low cost, way less than a vet, to make sure their pets are healthy. And this is a great service to the community. I ask for your support.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
I make one comment. I noticed Ms. Shayla Davis, she's our former councilwoman in Garfield Heights. This project certainly was in her area. She's here to support the Crown Act as well. I just want to acknowledge her before she left out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for all you've done.
Resolution 2025-0261, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan.
So moved.
Second.
This was heard in HR, and it's just cleanup legislation. I ask my colleagues to support it.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Consideration of an ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance 2025-0006, amending Section 206.13 of the Cuyahoga County Code to remove the term limits for Commission on Human Rights members.
Refer to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee. And to the clerk, I would like to ask if my name could please be added as a sponsor.
Duly noted.
Committee report and consideration of an ordinance of council for second reading.
Ordinance 2025-0005, amending sections 303.01, 303.03, and 303.06 of the Cuyahoga County Code to update and clarify the Cuyahoga County Civil Service Plan to ensure consistency with the Charter of Cuyahoga County and the administrative rules of the Personnel Review Commission.
So moved.
This is only second reading.
I was just seeing if you're catching that.
Yes,
Good job, Mr. President.
I'm right on it. This item will move to the October 28th, 2025 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of an ordinance of council for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2025-0004, amending sections 1501.01 and 1501.02 of the Cuyahoga County Code and section 3.02 of the Cuyahoga County Employee Handbook to prohibit discrimination on the basis of a person's hair texture or hairstyle, commonly associated with a particular race or national origin, in the areas of housing, employment, and places of public accommodation.
So moved.
Second.
I'd like to turn this over to the sponsor, the lead sponsor, Councilman Hauser.
Appreciate it. Just very quickly, I want to thank all the supporters for coming out today. This legislation was never about me because I don't have any hair, but I know how important it is to so many people so that they can show up as their authentic self. And so I just ask for my colleagues' support.
Any other comments?
Yes. through the chair.
Councilwoman Turner.
Thank you. Today, we're making a statement about who we are as a county, what we value. The Crown Act is about fairness, dignity, and a person's freedom to show up as their authentic self without bias or limitation. For me, it's personal. Like so many Black women, I know what it feels like to be told, sometimes directly, sometimes subtly, brutally, that my natural hair isn't professional, that in order to be accepted in certain spaces, I had to straighten or hide or change part of who I am. That pressure to conform to Eurocentric beauty standards is real and it's painful. This legislation says no more discrimination disguised as policy, no more forcing our young people to choose between their identity and opportunity, and no more telling Black women and men that professionalism looks one way, and that way isn't ours. Across this country, leaders have been pushing for this protection, and I want to recognize Congresswoman Shontel Brown and State Representative Juanita Brent for their work to make the Crown Act law at the federal and state levels. I also want to thank organizations and community leaders who have made this moment possible, the Divine Nine sororities, the NCNWs, the National Congresses, the coalitions, the NAACP. Judge Anita Laster-Mays out there is the president of Sigma Gamma Rho. Richmond Heights Mayor Kim Thomas, many others. This is our community in action. And most importantly, I want to thank my colleague, Michael Hauser, for bringing a critical issue and to bringing a critical partnership into this fight, men. And to my fellow council members, thank you for your consideration and for your understanding that equity is a responsibility. This legislation is just the beginning. I intend to work with our municipalities, willing partners to ensure that the Crown Act is adopted in communities across Cuyahoga County so that every resident is protected under its promise. I'm not sure if Councilwoman Andrea Mitchell is here from Warrensville Heights, where I recently learned that Crown Act is law there. So this ordinance is our opportunity to say that Cuyahoga County leads with inclusion, and that the way that we see beauty and diversity, it shouldn't be an exception. It should be the rule. We believe in the right of our residents to show up as exactly who they are, and I ask for my colleagues' consideration. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President.
Yes.
As I struggled with this, and I congratulate Mr. Hauser, I had a talk with Mr. Hauser regarding this. The concern that I had was stated in committee, and we have anti-discrimination legislation. This is covered under that. So it could be considered belt and suspenders, but I'm not even worried about that. The concern I have is the unintended consequences of moving forward. Say yes to this, you're going to say yes to everybody, and that includes clothing, apparel, all things like that. So my concern is that we're opening a door here that we already have a lock on. So I think there's danger in specifically taking a specific item on a person and altering that in our discrimination legislation that, again, already exists. So unfortunately, I will not be supporting this, for I see the future, and the future is not good. If we do this, you cannot say no to any other group or organization that may feel discriminated against because of how they look. I think we already have it. I think we're on the right side of the law and what our society expects, but I think this is a bit too far.
So I would just like to respond and say that that discrimination on the basis of hair texture and hairstyle has gone on for a long time and is prevalent and well documented. And I don't think that passing this legislation means that any other such thing is necessarily going to be adopted. Each will be considered on its merits. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Ms. Simon?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Castleberry?
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher? Mr. Schlepper?
Yes.
Ms. Conwell?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Turner?
Yes.
Council President Miller?
Yes.
The motion carries by majority vote of 10 and a dissenting vote of 1.
The ordinance is adopted. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules regarding a referral to committee and 3 full readings?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the suspension say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2025-0291, amending the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget for 2025 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, I'd move a proposed substitute that removes item P from the additional appropriations in section 1 and the corresponding item B from the cash transfers in section 3. This removes $3 million from the 911 fund to the general fund. And this $3 million is still under discussion between the council president and executive, I believe.
Is there any further discussion on the substitute? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the substitute say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The substitute is adopted.
Council President, we need a motion and a second to accept the proposed substitute.
Motion to accept the proposal.
I believe that Meredith originally moved the substitute, so did we, who seconded?
I'll second it. Why not?
Okay. All those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The substitute is accepted. Ms. Turner, do you have further discussion on the main motion?
Yes, Mr. President. The remaining fiscal agenda and answers to our questions to OBM should be in front of you. The remaining fiscal agenda contains routine grants and appropriation transfers. One item of note is the annual transfer for the employee RTA bus passes. We are projected to spend $483,240 in 2025 compared to $440,271 in 2024 and $354,000 in 23.
That's great.
We have $488,946 budgeted for the 26 and 27 year. And as you can see these numbers, this program is very popular among our county employees. I ask for my colleagues to support this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits as substituted, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0292, objecting to the creation of 5 residential tax increment financing incentive districts under Ohio Revised Code, Section 5709.40C by the City of Brecksville.
So moved.
Second.
This item was discussed in the Committee of the Whole and authorizes the county to object to the tax increment financing so as to enable negotiations over the terms of that program. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2025-0293, adopting the 2026-2027 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program.
Refer to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2025-0294, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Kenneth A. Bravo to serve on the Cuyahoga County Archives Advisory Commission for the term December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029.
Refer to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2025-0295, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Chris H. Garrett to serve on the Cuyahoga County Archives Advisory Commission for the term December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029.
Refer to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2025-0296, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with the City of Middleburg Heights in the amount not to exceed $1,487,562 for maintenance and repair of sanitary and storm sewer and pumping stations located in County Sewer District Number 8, effective upon signatures of all parties.
Refer to the Public Works, Procurement, and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2025-0297, authorizing a contract with Signature Health, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $760,753 for the Adult Drug Court Expansion Project to provide case management and counseling services to offenders with serious mental health conditions and substance use disorders for the period October 1st, 2024 through September 29th, 2029.
Refer to the Public Safety and Justice Affairs Committee.
Resolution 2025-0298, making an award on requisition 16156 to Mental Health Services for Homeless Persons, Inc., doing business as Frontline Service, in the amount not to exceed $1,110,000 for the Children Exposed to Violence program for the period December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2027.
Refer to Public Safety.
Resolution 2025-0299, authorizing an amendment to a contract with the Metro Health System for correctional health care services for the Cuyahoga County Jail System for the period May 9th, 2019 through October 31st, 2025, to extend the time period to March 31st, 2026 for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $12,656,572 for a total amount not to exceed $140,821,683.
Refer to Public Safety. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading. Each of these items, after being read into the record, will move to the October 28th, 2025 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2025-0278, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Mayor Gregory P. Kurtz to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, representing the Cuyahoga region for the term January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028.
Please add my name to this as well.
Please add the councilperson's name.
I'm sorry, who?
Schlepper.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-0279, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Mayor Georgine Wheelo to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, representing the Hillcrest region for the term January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. Resolution 2025-0282, authorizing an amendment to a contract with H.H. Golden State LLC for lease of office space in Golden Gate Shopping Center, located at 6420 Mayfield Road in the city of Mayfield Heights, for the period October 1st, 2015 through December 31st, 2025, to exercise an option to extend the time period to December 31st, 2030, to change the terms, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $549,135.20, effective August 21st, 2025. Resolution 2025-0283, authorizing a contract with Johnson Controls, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,618,567 for a joint cooperative purchase of preventive maintenance and repair services for HVAC, fire alarm, and security systems at various county locations for the period November 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028.
Please read the item.
Resolution 2025-0284, authorizing a tax certificate sale purchase revenue generating agreement with NAR Solutions, Inc., doing business as NAR Ohio LLC, in the amount not to exceed $40 million for the sale of tax lien certificates for the period November 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2027.
At the request of Chairman Hauser, in support of two of his colleagues on his committee, this item is being referred back to the Community Development and Housing Committee if there is no objection. Hearing none, it is so referred.
Resolution 2025-0285, authorizing a contract with Cyclomedia Technology, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,588,000 for a joint cooperative purchase of high-resolution street-level cyclorama imagery and LiDAR for measurement of structures for the fiscal office's appraisal process, effective upon signatures of all parties through December 31st, 2030.
So moved.
We're still only on second.
I'm screwing up today.
Second reading.
Resolution 2025-0286, making a sole source award on requisition 16046 to InfoPro Computer Solutions in the amount not to exceed $2,490,000 for maintenance and support, system documentations, training and related products and services for the Buckeye Case Management and Computer Network Systems for the period January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2030.
Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Do I have a motion to suspend the rule requiring 3 readings?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of suspension, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2025-0277, confirming the county executive's appointment of Anthony W. Scott to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending January 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Director Scott came before the HR and Appointment Committee, and the only question I had was, are you going to be spread too thin? And he said he's going to give it a shot and work very hard, and I know he's going to do a great job, so I'm asking my colleagues to move him forward and allow him to serve.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0280, confirming the county executive's appointment of Brian M. Edwards to serve on the Cuyahoga County Tax Incentive Review Council for an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brian M. Edwards came before the HR and Appointments Committee, and he made Tax Incentive Review Council exciting. This guy is very happy to be on it. He's excited, and he's going to do a great job. You don't see too many people like that, so I'm asking my colleagues to enthusiastically support this gentleman.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0281, authorizing an amendment to various contracts to consolidate it with contract number 4656, formerly known as contract numbers 877 and CE0600-297 with 4209 Euclid LLC for lease of parking spaces located at East 40th Street and Euclid Avenue in the city of Cleveland. This amendment also terminates the contract number 4656 and incorporates its 150 parking spaces into the 2008 lease for the period August 15th, 2024 through April 30th, 2028, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2028, to add additional funds in the amount not to exceed $600,480 and to amend the terms effective July 1st, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Council President, there's a proposed substitute.
Yes, we're going to move the adoption first, and then we'll deal with the substitute. Is there a second on the motion to adopt?
Second.
Okay. Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. And again, we do have a proposed substitute that would basically clarify our name change. This amendment has 4 properties. It's consolidating contracts. It is extending the time period. It's adding additional funds, and it is also amending the terms as well. But again, I ask for my colleagues' support in this proposed substitute.
So Councilman Jones, are you moving that we accept the substitute?
That is yes.
Second.
There's a second. Okay. So any further discussion on the proposed substitute? All those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The proposed substitute is accepted. Councilman Jones, do you have any further discussion on the main motion?
Well, this item was presented by John Myers in committee. It amends the contract associated to the parking lots used by Children and Family Services employees. So ultimately, there are more than 200 spaces that will be impacted by this lease termination, and Public Works is working on a contingency plan to find alternative parking in the neighborhood. Second reading suspension was requested based on how long the negotiations took and the need to move the process along. The technical amendment was incorporated into the proposed substitute to really to accurately identify the correct vendors associated with the contract. So I urge my colleagues to support this item.
So the resolution has been moved and seconded and substituted. So I'm going to ask all those in favor of adopting the resolution as substituted on its merits to say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2025-0266, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires the rehabilitation of Fairmount Bridge number 10.80 over the Chagrin River in the village of Hunting Valley. Total estimated project cost $2,300,800. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's cost of said improvement.
Move to adopt.
Second.
And this item was presented by Eric Mack in committee. The contract is for work associated with the first phase of repairs to this bridge. Grants are being sought to supplement the cost of the work. The construction is anticipated to begin in 2027, but also will be completed by the fall of the same year, 2027. And again, I urge my colleagues to support this item.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0267, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires the rehabilitation of McCracken Road, Bridge Number 01.36 over Mill Creek in the cities of Garfield Heights and Maple Heights. Total estimated project cost, $3 million. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Eric Mack again presented this item in committee. The contract is for a box beam bridge that was built in 1996 with a failing box beam requiring superstructure replacement. NOAC is supporting this project at 80% of the cost, and the county is covering the other 20% of the cost. Construction will begin in the spring of 2028 and will be completed and again in that same year. And I ask my colleagues to support this item.
All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0269, authorizing a master subgrant agreement with various school districts in the total amount not to exceed $1,331,982 for the purchase and installation of solar arrays effective upon signatures of all parties through December 31st, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I didn't see my name. I'd like to make sure my name is added to this project as well. This will be impacting the city of Maple Heights, their school system, as well as many others as well, and it certainly has my support.
Please add Councilman Jones's name.
I would also like to recuse myself from this legislation as the, Executive Director of a watchdog group over Cleveland Public Schools. I will recuse myself on all funding that goes directly to the schools.
Thank you.
And Mr. President, if I can, this was heard in education and was fully supported except for the recusal.
Okay. And I would like to please add my name as well. And any further discussion?
Just,
Yes.
Mr. President, it's in my committee, my name's there, but I do want to add my name to this project. It's a big grant that was received through sustainability. I just want to say they worked really hard to get the solar project into these schools, and it's really notorious that they were able to get this, considering this happened right before the climate change at the federal level. So this is really exciting for the project and sustainability.
Please add Councilwoman Simon's name.
My name.
And Ann Conwell.
Turner.
Was it Turner?
Turner.
Turner, please. Okay. Okay. All those in favor of adoption, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. I do not believe that there is an Economic Development Committee this time, and I'm going to, for the miscellaneous committee reports, we'll start with Councilman Sweeney.
HR Appointments and Equity Committee will meet at its regularly scheduled time.
Safety Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Operations, IT, and Transportation will not be meeting.
Public Works will meet Wednesday, October 22nd at 10 a.m. to deal with the item referred today.
The budget schedule was already presented at the Committee of the Whole earlier, so next week we'll continue to have budget hearings.
Community Development and Housing will meet next Monday at 10 a.m. to impact the legislation that was referred back to committee.
I'm not sure about education at this point.
Okay, thank you.
We'll let the clerk know.
Okay. Is there any miscellaneous business?
I have one miscellaneous. I want to acknowledge Councilwoman Simon for working with our county sheriff department to change the policy for our pursuits as well as the name. I think it's Community Safety Unit, which in essence is the impact unit that I was strongly in support of. So I just want to publicly acknowledge Councilwoman Simon for that work.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? Hearing none, we stand adjourned. Thanks very much, everybody.